Hey guys, Beautiful20 here, back with another video, and it's pretty safe to say that Roblox Black Friday Sale 2019 is over, and there's only 3 hours left to get these items you guys see here in front of you. Now, today I'm going to be telling you guys which items will be probably the best and which items will be the worst. Now, do we know that all these items will go limited? No, but it's pretty safe to say, at least I believe that they will go all limited, and that's because if you guys remember, there's an item called the Dominus for Minimalist, came out on a timer and then went limited afterwards, and the Dominus is obviously a renowned limited series, and actually all these items here are from I guess known limited series, things like the Viscounts, Domino Crown, Grace Starstone, uh, Diamond Crystal Circlet, 8-Bit Immortal Sword, Ice Valk. They've all had limited versions of that item in the past, so I think it's safe to say that we could see some of these things go limited. Now, this video is assuming these things go limited. I'm going to be telling you guys basically, yeah, which ones are good, which ones you guys shouldn't get, which ones will profit. So let me start with the worst items now. The first item we have here is the 8-Bit Immortal Sword, Venom's Bite, and I think this is really bad for a number of reasons. So the first one is the price. Obviously, it's on one of the more expensive. It's on the more expensive side of Mortal Swords. I think some have come out as cheap as 10K, and 20K is definitely a lot more. But it is also extremely ugly, as you can see here. It's this like 8-bit thing, and some people might like the design, but if the general Roblox community thinks the item is ugly, it's just not going to do well because people aren't going to want to buy it. They aren't going to want to put it on their avatar. In addition to this, it's not competitively priced. The same thing. That's the same thing as kind of price point as I mentioned earlier here. Ice Valk is already out, and this is also 20K, and there's no way anyone's going to get this thing instead of Ice Valk. The only sales this thing got were because it was the first item to come out during the sale on Friday. So that's the only reason this thing probably has 100 sales right here. So yeah, I would definitely just not even consider buying this item. It's just not going to do well. Maybe if you like the look of it and you're super, super rich, get it, but it's not going to profit. So I would definitely avoid that. Okay, moving on to another one on the lower end here is the Disgrace Starship of the Federation. Now this thing has 94 sales right now. I said in my other video I wouldn't get this thing if it has above 120, 150, 100 sales, and right now it's at 94, so I think it's probably going to go above that amount. But if it kind of stays below that, if it stays, say, it's like 11:30 and it's only at 96 sales or 100 sales, you might want to consider getting it because it might actually be pretty rare, which might add to the value. But still, as you guys know, all the past Disgrace Starstones or the items that are similar to this have all failed, and they've been limited and have had like 200 stock, I believe, for all of them. And yeah, so this is just kind of like a cursed series, as you can see here. It's kind of funny they say here. I'm pretty sure this necklace is cursed. I don't know if they're directly referring to the series, but it is definitely a cursed series, and they've been lowering the price every year because they know this item always fails. I think it'll just fail again, or maybe make a bit of profit but still fail. Now, the next one, which is kind of the mid tier of these items, is a Diamond Crystal Circlet. 875 Robux isn't a bad price. The thing that worries me is the fact that, again, it's on a timer, and 12,000 sales is so much. I just think that's too much, and I think everyone's going to be buying this item in the next 3 hours here. Even I will probably buy the item just to have an item, just to have some hope, honestly, because this is the only cheap Roblox, or the only cheap timed thing Roblox has released that has a chance of going limited during Black Friday sale 2019. And yeah, I just think there won't be that much demand for this thing because basically everyone who wanted it will probably have it. It could see a small spike around the second, third, and fourth day that it comes out. So say this thing goes limited. Day one, I think it could raise to say 1,500, and you can make a couple hundred Robux profit off that. But then I think it will slowly kind of fall. It definitely won't do as well as the other ones, and just like have and just do insanely well. So it's kind of a meh item in my opinion. Moving on here, we have some of the better items. Voting Domino Crowns, I guess, kind of the upper mid of it. This one is on the cheaper side of the Domino Crowns. I don't know how much sales it has right now, because, yeah, I'm going to try to load it, but my web browser is so slow. Computer's super slow. But this item isn't that bad. There is some hype for it. So I think this thing could do well. You see some profit from it. Again, not enormous amounts of profit, not enormous amounts of hype, but definitely somewhere you can make a small sliver of profit off this if you were to get it, and if it was to go limited. And some people are probably just getting this for the looks at this point, because I don't think it looks that bad. But yeah, we'll see. Yeah, it's 1,000 sales, so that's obviously not amazing, or 2,000 sales. It's not amazing, but that's not also great. So I think this thing will just make you a couple thousand Robux or a couple hundred Robux of profit if you were to get it, and it might also drop off because of, there's no real long-term value because of the rarity of it. Um, Now moving up to the upper tier, in my opinion, which are the best limiteds for the sale, are Viscount and Viscountess of the Federation. Now these things are good because this is kind of the first time we've seen these items be so budget friendly. I think if these things do go limited, there's real potential for profit here. Obviously, these Viscounts or these counts of the Federation, these things usually go limited you for 50,000, 250,000 Robux, and again, we're seeing it here for 40,000, and these things always tend to do pretty well, and this one just looks good, I think, and it's probably the same as Viscount, Countess of the Federation. I think the Countesses are usually less, but if I were to choose one, I would definitely choose Viscount, because again, this series is just more kind of hype, I guess you could say. 375 sales isn't bad. If it gets above 1,000, I would be pretty iffy about it. But I think this thing does have, will have some demand if it goes limited, and might sell for a couple thousand Robux above the price of it. So yeah, you could definitely make some good, I guess, profit off this. Not huge amounts of profit, but I think this thing has its place. Alright, so moving on to the Ice Valk. I think this is definitely one of the best ones because it's a Valkyrie, and there's always demand for a Valkyrie. Okay, people always like the Valks, especially this classic design, not the Summer Valk. Summer Valk design was terrible. Yeah, but it's at 2,000 sales, so that isn't too bad. If it starts getting like 5,000, which I don't think it will, I would avoid. But yeah, 20,000 Robux. That's like a really cheap opportunity to get a Valk, and I feel like during Christmas time, people might kind of like the ice look of it. And if this thing does go limited, the price will rise probably day 3 or day 1, day 4. It'll be a pretty big spike in the price, similar to Dominus Formidolus, but it might also fall down after the first week of it being limited. Similar to Dominus Formidolus because of the hype or whatever. But I think I think this is definitely a good item to pick out. I mean, it's a Valk. This is like one of the only opportunities people are gonna have to get a Valk before it goes limited, or just get a Valk in general for this cheap, and a classic looking Valk too. It's not like not like the stupid summer Valk. So yeah, those are my rankings of items. Now, nothing I said here this is all just predictions. So, who knows? Maybe this thing will do insanely well. I don't think it will. I actually can guarantee you it probably won't do well. But you know, um, these things also aren't guaranteed go limited, so it's important that you guys understand that. And I would just spend your Robux wisely. Also, what has value to you, what looks good. If you think this looks better than that, just get this. So yeah, that's all for today. I'll see you guys later. Bye.